gentlemen, and welcome to another fantastic weekend of Formula One racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. A full grid lined up some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. Here we go. All the cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is they going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take out and away we go! CRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this CRS zone because I have a feeling. Oh no, Timo, cancel the first you're in distraction zone. I pressed to mount up another overtake on 23 trademark. This is round 3 quarter.
And Timo are oh, he hits the pit! Oh no!
Hello everyone, welcome. Last race of the weekend, Vietnam, 2 SRL, Tier 1. I'm joined by Tara, just like any other week before.
Hello everyone, hello Sanix, and we have some, 12 drivers, exactly Owen. It's a little bit of a disappointing turnout, but it should be a good race anyway. We got some fast boys in here. We got the usual suspects. We got Hugo's. We got some idiot who we haven't seen yet this weekend on EGL at least. We got Icewind. We got Bance. We got Copy. We got Danny. Should be a good time, even if there are only 12 drivers.
Yeah, I think the reason why there's so little drivers is the track. Even in the race before this Tier 2, it had 13 or 14 drivers, so I think it's just the track. People really dislike it. It's pretty boring. It's really easy to lose your front wing, and with the safety car being disabled for every race this week because of the glitch, it's not really fun to drive because once you get damaged, your race is done.
Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. I have to say, I just watched the Formula E race at Berlin just now, and thinking about it, and I didn't make this connection before. Yeah, Hanoi reminds me a lot of a Formula E track as Beamer hits the wall in the left-hander. But yeah, I mean, it reminds me of a Formula E track. Lots of these little roundabouts and these tight little turns with walls either side and that sort of thing. It's not my cup of tea particularly, but you know, it could be could make for some good racing.
Yeah, it definitely could. As I was saying to you before when the stream was going up, team was coming. You know, we can still be on board with him for this part. Actually, yeah, let's just go. This last sector here is probably what looks like the Formula E track the most, with just how tight the walls are and as he actually invalidates. So let's actually keep everyone waiting a bit more and go on board with Alex as he's gonna go into that. and actually be on a valid lap. He's gonna be pushing hard through these corners. The walls are so close, like closing in on you every turn. So it's quite scary to put the throttle down and just push through those corners.
Yeah, looked like a nice line, at least through the last couple of corners there from Alex. So we'll see what this lap time is. Good lap time would be, I would expect pole to be a high 32. This is going to be a 34.2, so not too bad. A little way off the fastest time. Yeah, some idiot with a 33.5.
And Vance at 35.5. So we've got the whole spectrum here from fast to a bit slow with the 36 in Icewind. So we've got
from fast to Vance. Yeah, sorry, Vance.
I mean, look at Icewind. He's even slower. No offense.
He's on the mediums. Though.
Oh yeah, he's on the mediums. My bad, I didn't see that. Or I did.
Hugo's is about to show us. Hugo's is about to show us what the mediums can actually do.
Are you
and
saying
I suspect this is going to be pretty fast? Well, I mean, I don't know, but Hugo's crosses the line, and they're not all that quick. 34.4 from Hugo.
Yeah. So I think the strategy this week is a medium to soft or soft to medium. Just like any other week, I think Tier 3 of 2 SRL is kind of that guinea pig where people say some strategies and then others try them out, and then you see what works and what not. And towards the end of the week, coming to SLR Tier 1 and to SRL Tier 2 and Tier 1, the strategies are kind of nailed down, so people already know like what's what.
Well, they are, but the interesting thing about the strategy at least is that we don't actually know, we don't have a clear idea of which is faster between a one-stop and a two-stop. It's easily possible to do a one-stop, but the tires fall off really quickly, and tire grip is so important here that you actually lose a lot of time on tires that are not very good. So two-stopping is actually decently fast. Whether it's faster than a one-stop, I don't actually know, but Hugo's won the SLR Tier 1 race on a two-stop, and we've seen it used to good effect so far this weekend a couple of times already.
Yeah, from what
so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, from what I've heard, in a two-stop you lose around 15 seconds in the pits to people doing a one-stop. So if you are in fresh air, clean air, and you actually can afford going for another stop, it is definitely worth it, since the soft and medium tires are rapid on this track, while the hards are quite slow actually. I saw in Tier 3 it was Owen got caught up by Aceboy that was on those medium tires quite fast. Don't know about other tracks, but I think the mediums have been proving to be really rapid compared to those hards, so people are going to be looking for those mediums, and I think two stops as well. Especially with 12 drivers, I think we might not be seeing those hards today.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably right. Triton, by the way, is having lag issues of one sort or another, and it doesn't look like he's going to take the start of this race, so it is only going to be 12 drivers. Unfortunately, we thought we might have got a 13th a moment ago with Triton, but he might have to sit this one out, unfortunately, which is a real shame.
It's a real shame, but at least he will be able to listen to our beautiful voices.
That's true. That's true. There's every cloud has a silver lining and all that for Triton, but yeah, it's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Ocean says he's tempted to join this race. Yeah, why aren't you racing, Ocean? What's the There's only 12 drivers. You only have to beat 3 drivers. Mind you, beating 3 of these drivers is no easy feat. Yeah, in all fairness.
Definitely. But we know people might hit the wall and crash out with how close the walls are, how new the track is. But then again, this is Tier 1, so they probably won't.
Ocean sat in his boxes trying to wake up. Fair enough. But that was my excuse this morning when I rolled out of bed bleary-eyed and got up in time for the Grand Prix, which started at 9 on a Sunday morning. Which yeah, it's you know, that is, I mean, it's not really a downside to being over here. It's kind of a nice time to watch Formula 1. Like, you wake up to it. It's pretty cool.
Because the race was maybe, you know, not as exciting as last week's towards the end, but it still punched some pack with Mercedes not actually winning a Grand Prix.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting race, if nothing else. Yeah. It was fun to watch.
Well, we definitely saw what Mercedes' weak point is. Estimo here crosses the line and actually hits the wall in the final corner a bit on the exit. He puts in a 34.5 on those softs.
Yeah, you can get away with doing that. And Timo Did get away with it by the looks of it. Put in a good lap anyway.
Jesse just going out of the pits now for an out lap. I don't know if he invalidated his first lap or he's just starting now. The drivers aren't really too keen on this track, as we were saying before.
Yeah, there's one or two that like it.
I mean,
Timo says he likes it.
I mean, liking the track is one thing, but when you can't actually have a proper race because the safety car is disabled, and because it's easy if you're gonna push, if you're gonna go too wide in some corners, and just with one small tap, a bit of net go, just a small issue, you're gonna break your front wing. And what are you gonna do then? The S's are gonna be completely slow. You're gonna have to lift, and you're gonna lose so much time to the cars in front of you. So you're gonna have to change your wing.
Yeah.
And without a safety car to kind of reel you back in, I think at that point your race is practically over.
Yeah, it is pretty devastating to lose any part of your front wing here. It's one of those things where the corners are so fast, and it's so important that you have downforce that you just lose all sorts of time. Alex is on a decently fast lap here. Yeah, some idiot's on one as well.
Yeah, coming into the hairpin. Tiny lockup. See Alex, he's about to finish his lap as well, so he will be looking to improve. I think he will go into those 33s. And as he said, I think we're definitely going to see... Ooh. He actually hits the wall twice and does not improve. But some idiot is up on his delta by 2 whole tenths going into the last sector. Keeping it nice and clean through those corners.
Can you hear me still?
Yes, I can.
Okay, I've lost connection to Steam, it said.
Are you still in the lobby? As I cannot hear her anymore, but some idiot did post a 33.1, putting him in P1 right now. So he will be going back to the pits. He will go out for another lap. Indiana, I think we're definitely gonna see those 32s. Hugo on softs? Will he be doing a lap on softs? His current time is on medium tires, so he might just try to start on mediums. Some idiot was thinking about starting on mediums. He wants to go on another strategy from what I've heard before, being in a voice call with him. Thanks, Ocean Chief. Means a lot. You know, this track isn't that bad as people might think. You know, it's got its redeeming factors. Okay, Tara joined back to the session, so that's good. It's got its redeeming factions, if you look at it. It's got some nice straights. You can just zone out a bit as long as someone's not pushing you with DRS from behind. It's got those fast S's that are somewhat fun if you don't hit a wall or have damage from before. But I completely agree with you. Those runabouts are something else. Why couldn't they just make a normal corner there? Timo on an out lap here. Who's on a lap? Is Kopi on a lap? Yes, he is. So let's see Kopi here. He's coming down the second straight into the hairpin. Spotting out his braking zone. Going a little bit wide. I don't think he hit the apex 100%, but still keeping it nice and clean on the exit there. Yeah, I feel like the hairpin after the CEST straight is probably one of the best overtaking spots. It's also one of the safest overtaking spots. The straight is so long, but slipstream and DRS, you're gonna be bound to get behind someone there. There's having internet issues that he said before. There's a storm in his area, so he might be going in and out.
Probably what it is. Yeah. It's I keep losing connection to Steam, so I don't exactly know why that is. But yeah, I would suspect it's something like that.
Oh yeah, Dipsy is actually not setting a lap since he's hosting, and he has that that lights glitch or whatever at the start.
Okay, so he's gonna start at the back.
Yeah, I think he will. Popo also not with a valid lap in yet, but he is on a lap now. Or actually no, my bad, I think he's on an out lap since he's ZRS mode 0, or he invalidated. I actually have no clue what he's on.
Okay, am I back? I might be back.
You are back for me on Discord. Let's hope you're back.
Fantastic. Alright, so yeah, I'm back in game by the looks of it. So I see we have some amount of improvement from some idiot and from Copy.
Yeah, Copy went really high as well.
Looks like Hugo's is just going to do the one lap.
Yeah, starting on mediums. it's a different strategy, and I think it might pay off towards the end of the race. I think this race, yeah.
Okay, I imagine that's to make it interesting, because I can't imagine that's the best thing to do.
Also,
Starting 5th on mediums.
yeah, Pixel said pre-race, as he is reporting from the track, as he said, the race is going to be dry as well, so we're not going to be seeing any ranges yet in Vietnam. So I think this season we got out quite free over it.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a shame. I'd like to see some rain at some point, but it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now.
Actually, Tipsy is on an out lap. He might just try to get the hang of the track, or he is gonna try to put a lap in.
Yeah, it looks like he is.
Sitting in the pits for those 18 minutes is frustrating, to say the least. He's done well to stay in the pits for that long. I know I definitely couldn't. Is anyone on a lap? Let's see, Bance is on a lap. Or he just finished one. Yes, I think he just finished one since his ERS was quite low. Nick also finished the lap.
Yeah, so wow, Bance, Nick and Timo all within 0.005 of a second. Nick improves actually. Nick just finished his lap now, and he's up to 3rd, just ahead of Danny. So really good lap from Nick, 33.7.
The Immediate is on an out lap. I think he will try to get that 32, sorry. Icewind also out to improve. Because he decided he does not want to start in those mediums, or he just wants a better starting position. Let's follow Tipsy, because who doesn't love Tipsy? Triton actually joined the session, so did he make it right on time?
Either he's crew chiefing or he's testing it out for a run in the Ferrari, which would be good to see. Yeah. Is he still in the Ferrari? I forget.
He is.
Oh, well.
He is,
yeah. Okay, that's good. He's trying one last time, says Pixel. So fingers crossed that Triton manages to get in. Oh, Tipsy, that's not the line. That's not the racetrack, Tipsy.
As I said, it's just a sightseeing lap. He needs to see how it feels, feel the car a bit, feel the setup. Just that pre-race stuff. On my track map, he did set the fastest sector 1, but I feel like that might not be the truth right there.
Yeah.
But we can hope it is.
I don't know about that.
We can hope it is. As Bance retires.
Well, yeah, Hugo is doing an out lap, so he might be doing one final banzai.
So they did also just started his lap as well.
Yeah, I think he's okay, just barely
Triton leaves the
to
session.
start his lap. Rip Triton.
Really unlucky there.
What we got is another rumble of thunder in the background. Apologies if you can hear that.
No, we can't.
It's pretty loud. Okay, that's good.
It would add to some ambient feel though, especially if it was raining in game.
Yeah. It's nice and dramatic. Can Tipsy get around the lap? Yeah, I don't know. Oh, he's pitting anyway, so.
Just a sightseeing lap. As here's some idiot now coming out to the hairpin. Didn't see his sector one time, but ooh, he goes a bit wider.
He's 0.04 of a second up. Yeah, he'll run a little bit wide, but shouldn't have cost him too much. It's a tight hairpin, so you can pretty much choose your line through there.
Let's see.
The second sector, he's half a tenth down. Yeah.
So let's see. Last sector, maybe he's gonna go a bit, faster in there.
Yeah. I think he went a little bit deeper in the right hand, a little bit deep in the right hander, so that might have cost him a little bit of time. I don't know. Nice and committed through the left, though. Getting the line just about right, carrying the speed through the right, and then slowing it down nicely for the final left-hander. And a commitment through there. That was good stuff. He does improve. 33.0. Yeah, good lap from him.
Hugo's went back in, so he just wanted to test those softs. I feel like. I think this is it. Kopi, is he on a lap? He is. Or is he not? I'm not entirely sure. I'd say he is on a lap, yes.
Yeah, he is. He was 1,000th of a second down in the first sector on his best lap, so he's got 3/10 to find if he wants to get on that pole position. Hugo doesn't do a lap in the end.
Hits the apex
on those soft tires.
Quite nicely there, Kopi does. Let's see now his sector 2 time. Is he gonna be down on his time? He actually is a whole tenth and a half. So that really good sector 2 from him. Good into sector 3 now, keeping it clean. He might actually have a shot for pole here.
Through the sector 3 he goes again. Just hooking the car into the curb on the inside. Didn't take a lot of curb in the right-hander. A little bit deep maybe, and sliding a lot into the penultimate corner, using the curb on the exit there to get the maximum possible, just kissing the wall on the outside, crosses the line,
does
not
improve,
quite.
But puts him in P2.
And Timo puts it in P6, so Timo ahead of Hugo.
Alex aborted his
Wasn't
lap, I think.
Yeah, looks like he has. So Timo ahead of Hugo, which wasn't a sentence I was expecting to say.
Keep in mind, Timo
at the
is
beginning
on
of this
soft tires.
commentary.
Timo is on soft tires.
That's true.
That's true. So at the grid as it is now, it's front row by Samedit and Kopi with a really good qualifying there. And then
Kopi's pretty quick around here. We saw in the SLR race yesterday that he finished second in that one, and he finished second to Hugo. So showing that he does have some pace, but some idiot with a pole position lap that he will be pleased with, I'm sure. Not quite a 32, but very nearly a 32, and that is a very quick lap indeed around here.
I think it was that hairpin that cost him of the 32.
Yep. And Hugo starting on the medium tire in P7. Maybe I know he's a big fan of Sebastian Vettel. Maybe trying to emulate his hero by starting in P7, a little bit down the grid. But
Popo also on medium tires.
Popo on mediums as well, yeah, in P10. So and Icewind did qualify in medium as well, so he didn't want any part of the softs in qualifying either.
Yeah. This is it. How nice! I don't even have to scroll down to see the whole grid. Having 12 drivers in.
So yeah, Tipsy and Icewind going to be bringing up the rear in this one, but
I believe in them. Maybe they're going to get a podium this race. I have full confidence. Starting, they have free strategy choice. They can do anything they want. So
the whole field's going to crash. Hugo's going to take each person out in front of him. Vance is going to spin in one corner, and Jesse and Popo are going to collect him. And then Icewind and Tipsy are going to come 1-2. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen.
Yeah. You know, I'll just say it now. My bet for this race win is on Tipsy.
Yeah. No, that's pretty sensible, I think.
Good. Glad we can agree on that one. Well, we're in for a long one, though. I feel like.
Yeah, it might be. I know we've had a couple of Monaco races in the past where there've been like 10 or 11 drivers because no one feels like driving Monaco for some reason, and it's been it's a little bit of a war of attrition, shall we say. This isn't quite so much maybe of a war of attrition because it's an easier track than Monaco, but it's still, you can still lose front wings easily.
You can lose front wings, and the thing is with 12 drivers, and if someone makes a mistake, you're in for quite some points. If you're usually towards the back. With all drivers being in, you're almost guaranteed points as long as you keep it clean. So yeah,
absolutely right.
But as it is, this track has one real overtaking zone, and that's the hairpin. I think going side by side anywhere elsewhere is almost like a death wish. Maybe turn one, you could make some magic happen there, but
and into the right hander as well at the the sort of one end before the big roundabout.
Oh, before the I know. Even that one, it tightens up quite a lot. So I don't know about that one either. The track limits are quite lenient though. In this track, you could go quite wide on some things. As the predictive pit stop strategy pops onto my screen. Saying
so as the man with the information, Mr. Pixel, has informed me, Hugo, Danny, and Cody, we think, Cody being some idiot, are we think going to try a one stop. So that'll be interesting, different from what they've done in the past in SLR Tier 1 and in the Rapid Racers League as well.
Yeah, definitely. I think since this is the first season of F1 2020, next one, of course, once this one finishes, I think by the time next season rolls up, the strategy is going to be completely different. Not entirely different, but I think setups will have changed so much. People will have figured them out so much more. And yeah, I mean, who knows? Hopefully they'll fix the safety car on this track by then as well. So
yeah, you'd think they would fix it at some point. It's they want to get this
quite
game
a lot of time there.
esports ready.
Yeah. I think even for the esports scene, like having a track, like a new track like this featured, which is not yet confirmed on this season's like proper F1. I mean, it was postponed. It wasn't cancelled, so it might still happen.
Yeah, I doubt it'll happen at this point. I think it might be 2021 before we come here.
Yeah.
But
I'd love to see
Triton, by the way, we didn't mention
he's
Triton since he he is in. He is in the Ferrari at the back of the grid. He apparently is going to be starting doing a one-stop as well, maybe on the medium and then the hard. I don't know. And Popo is also definitely one-stopping. So we'll see how this goes. We got the wild card of Hugo, who's on mediums, down in P7 on the grid. And yeah, bring your. Let us know how many DNFs you think there are going to be in chat. I'm going to go with. I'm going to go with 2.
Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to win besides Tipsy? 2 winners this race.
I think. I think some idiot will win.
I'll say some idiot as well.
All right, here we go then.
With 5 red lights, which I can barely see. Is they're going to go out? And they're actually out on time as the race actually starts. Vietnam Grand Prix is off. Some idiot gets a pretty good start. Triton in the back as well. Side by side, Copy on the inside. Will he go for a move? No. He yields. There's some quite a few people ghosting actually, from the looks of it.
Yeah, everyone very well behaved at the start indeed. Yeah, some idiot leading.
Nick on the back of Copy there.
Yeah. Danny and Alex then following through, followed by Hugo. And a little bit of a gap then to Jesse. Jesse's got Timo alongside him as they head up towards the right-hander. As there's 3 wide here with Bance as well. Trying to go down the inside. That's not going to work, Bance. Oh, he just about caught the slide.
As Jesse almost spins out there in the runabout as well.
Yeah, he did. So Bance losing out on that one, being squeezed to the right-hand side, and he just about caught the half spin that he was in the middle of. But he does have slipstream now on Jesse as they head down towards the hairpin at the end of the lap.
Side by side, both of them. Bance on the inside.
Bance running Jesse right out wide there onto the curb. That was a little bit unfriendly from Bance. Jesse now under threat from Popo as well. Popo on the medium tires goes down the inside into the right-hander.
So Jesse's losing quite a few spots here off the start, and getting stuck behind a medium driver now at the start of the race with softs is not ideal. It's actually suboptimal, I would say.
Suboptimal. And yeah, Jesse definitely losing out there. Bance playing hardball on lap 1, not yielding at all. And across the line they go then. We've not seen any real drama on lap 1 just yet.
And let's hope it stays like that as well.
Yep, absolutely.
Jesse on the back of Popo here now. We'll try to fight back. I think behind Jesse it's actually Icewind in P whatever that is now, because I clearly do not know anymore. But there was a there was a funny graphic thing at the start where where Tipsy was in the lead. As Jesse
at some point we missed it at some point, but Danny is up to 3rd place. He passed Nick there, so good stuff from Danny, getting himself into the top 3.
Yeah, really good start, but yeah. I think the whole timing table is set now. I got completely confused. You know, we were all saying they did a good job in qualifying, but Triton did a good job to actually get back in the races. Timo and Bance actually fighting into the hairpin, and now Timo does.
Nicely done from Timo.
Yeah, he does to Bance what Bance did to Jesse previous lap, pushes him a bit wider.
Yeah, not quite as aggressively as Bance did to Jesse.
I think that's what we're gonna
yeah,
be
he
seeing.
definitely did.
It's, you know, when you brake on the inside, you're obviously gonna try to brake a bit later.
Yeah. Well, it went a bit better than the last time Timo tried to overtake another car into, or out of that corner rather. So good stuff from Timo. He had a little bit of an incident on the last lap of the Tier 2 race.
Look at Alex, he's so close to the back of Nick here. And DRS is actually activated this lap, so you're gonna see people start DRS trading themselves. And having DRS on
And,
this track is so important because of so many DRS straights. So yeah.
And yeah, Hugo having some understeer issues on the medium tyres. Apparently, he is still just about on the back of the 2 cars ahead of him. He does have DRS as well.
So Danny is actually a second off of copy right here. So
Yeah, he's right on the edge of that DRS, isn't he? It looks like he might just have it as they come onto the long front straight.
He will have it if it's like that. Now he will definitely, but now Nick is a bit off behind.
Yeah, Alex with the DRS, and Alex using that overtake button as well to get onto the back of Nick, and it looks like Nick not willing to respond. Oh, Alex, there's a corner there, my dude. You can't. Oh dear, that was a struggle. Nick with the undercut, managing to take that place back.
Nick took the corner like he would normally. He knew it's.
Yep.
It's not smart to fight someone into that corner because they're just coming with so much more speed. You know they're gonna take the inside most of the time. So
yeah.
There's the chance of everyone outbraking themselves and just not fighting. There's a chance they might run wide, and otherwise you're just gonna get them back next lap if you stay close enough. And I think Nick does have the pace to stay close enough.
If you really need to, defend it, then yeah, you can defend the inside. But otherwise, as you say, not smart at all. There's plenty of opportunities with the DRS later in the race to get them back.
Alex still though on the back of Nick. He will be trying to get the position back. Not back, but just he will be trying to get the position.
Yep. No, he will. So has DRS on Nick. Nick nearly 2 seconds behind Danny from for third place. Oh, and that the absolute yeet into the back of Nick, and Nick spins around, and that was really unfortunate. Alex just tapping the back there into the corner. Certainly Alex's fault, unfortunately for him. And Nick really suffering. He's all the way down in P11 now after that.
Now on the straight, Hugo on the back of Alex on those medium tires, going for the inside. There's almost 4 people packed up with DRS, and Timo might be looking for a send in there. As actually, that was Bance that hit the back of Alex into the hairpin, just completely outbraked himself, going wide, and actually broke his front wing there as well, just a tiny bit of it. Timo
yeah, Alex. Yeah, I didn't exactly see what happened there. I was on board with Alex being overtaken by Hugo. Oh, and Alex apparently had hit Nick in the rear many times before that. So yeah, Alex needs to take a little bit more care, as does Bance, by the looks of it.
Yeah, Bance completely locked up and outbraking
zone. Yeah. Oh dear.
That's what I was saying before, though. It's so easy. As actually Bance retires.
Yeah, so that's the end of Bance's race. He's our first retirement on lap 5.
I think he actually went into a wall as he stopped on track there.
As my game, no, my game didn't crash. Okay, that's good.
The tipsy pits or
yeah, tipsy pitting. Did he lose any wing there, or is he just trying to change his tires?
I don't
Didn't
know.
see. Yep, he's changing his wing. So he had some sort of an incident there.
So I think normally this would have been a safety car for sure. But as it is now, it's.
Oh, Ban said he realized he can't finish the race because he has to go to work. So that's unfortunate.
Yes, that is quite unfortunate. Look at the front though. Submitted and Kopi just cruising along.
Started slightly too late, so no can do for Ban. So that is pretty sad. We still have 12 runners though, because Triton is still running. We thought we only originally had 12 runners, but we now have 12 again.
This is what tends to happen in this race though. People make a gap, and then it's up to us to keep it entertaining. How was your day, Tara?
It was fun. The race earlier was fun. The British, or the 70th anniversary Grand Prix rather. I enjoyed it. Mercedes didn't win. Oh, spoiler, sorry. Mercedes didn't win. Watch the race to see how. But yeah.
Yeah. They won by not crossing the finish line first, obviously. But I mean, they didn't win by not crossing the finish line first. Actually, wait, is Nick here on the back of Jesse?
Sorry, Ocean. Genuine apologies if anyone at Ocean hasn't seen the race yet. So yeah, apologies. I didn't even think about the spoilers issue there.
Yeah, and Nick actually got the job done on Jesse. It seemed like quite an easy move there. As
yeah,
Kopi, Danny, and Idiot, all of them kind of close. Danny just a tiny bit out of DRS, but I think if Kopi.
Yeah, he's sort of hanging on, isn't he? Hugo is struggling a little bit on those medium tires, as you would expect. He's 4 seconds or so off the back.
As you said, last week in Bahrain, Kopi with that P3, with his ERS management, look at it again, he's got double the ERS that some idiot has at this point. He's just staying behind. Same pace, even.
Yep. Conserving that battery, trying to keep as much of it in reserve as possible. He's up at 60% or thereabouts.
If you said though, some idiot and Danny and Hugo all going for a one-stop, I think they're trying to manage their tires to go as long as possible, since the preferred strategy is a soft to medium. And I think in Tier 3, and it was Tier 3, and I saw a lobby restart in SLR as well, and both of those restarts it was soft to medium. Didn't watch the other races, but I know that to SRL Tier 3, the mediums towards the end were almost in puncture range, and that was with a restart, so it was fresher tires, so softs went longer, so they really need to manage the car as well here for a proper soft medium one-stop to work.
Yeah, Danny looks like he's pushing pretty hard to try and get in that DRS, or to try and stay in that DRS of Copy.
Yeah, definitely.
Timo apparently...
Kopi is going to go for a move here onto some idiot.
What happened there?
I think some idiot was quite out of shape in that corner.
You say he must have made a mistake, because there's no reason
missed
otherwise.
it as well, but I just saw him. He got such a good exit, Kopi did. And Danny now on the back of some idiot as well. So he has the DRS now.
So those three have compressed. Timo apparently is pondering doing a one-stop. He was originally going to do a two-stop. We'll have a see, and yeah, we'll have a look and see what he does. And yeah, Cody with a big moment there in the right-hander.
That's not good for Cody's championship. No, let's also talk about Danny. He had 2 unfortunate races so far. He had his flipping accident in Australia and and his incident in Bahrain. But in both races, he was showing quite a lot of pace. So I think this is a race like I think we completely forgot about him as well as a contender to win the race.
Yeah, I think he certainly is a contender to win the race. I don't know.
There's actually a yellow flag in Sector 3, and that was Timo who spun.
Oh no, Timo! Timo's facing the wrong way.
And he
breaks a bunch of his front wing there trying to do a spin turn. So Timo with the big struggle. Danny pits, by the way, from P3. So he is two-stopping by the looks of it. That can't be a one-stop unless he puts the hards on, which I don't expect him to do.
Timo will definitely be two-stopping now as well, just as you were saying, he's pondering a one-stop.
Oh yeah. No, he will for sure.
Breaks
and yeah, Timo does pit.
Yeah. Doesn't speed in the pit lane. Okay, yeah, so I was about to maybe say some stuff that could be... I'll stop there, because, yeah. I don't you know what I'm what I was going on, right?
Timo.
I hope so, okay, yeah.
So Timo changes his front wing, comes out.
In P12.
Yeah, so he's got a recovery drive to do.
Triton though in P10 right now, you know, since he joined the session so late, didn't do qualifying. He's just freshly into the game, into the race.
Yeah, he's in the car, right? Is he ghosted for me? I'm trying to...
I'll check as well, because Nick is going on a move onto Popo right now into the hairpin, but he backs off. He decides to wait a bit. He's quite low in the ERS though, 27%, while Popo is on 50, so...
Yeah, Triton is ghosted for me, whether that's a desync issue or what, I don't know.
Let me check as well. Yes, he is ghosted for me as well, so...
Okay.
I don't think he's in the car. He just put the car into... to have more drivers, maybe pick up points.
Just to make it interesting. Hugo pits, so I think he might have done the big misdirection with his pre-race comments. It looks like he is going to try and do a two-stop. He pits for soft tires. Yeah, soft tires.
That's the Haas of Jesse going into the pits as well. I saw his pit crew coming out there, so I had to quickly look who is in the Haas because my memory at my age is not good at all. In the front, Samedian is actually out of DRS range of Kopi.
Yeah, where's the detection is halfway down the straight.
Halfway down the straight, yeah. So if he gets a good exit here, he will have it back.
He got an okay exit. He's not willing to use the... Oh, he got it just barely, wow. He wasn't using battery there. And Kopi, I think, trying to get away, but some idiot with the DRS, so he'll get a little bit of an advantage there.
Kopi burning through ERS as well, just to get out. At 40% though, still really well managed by him. Look at Icewind though, he started, what was it, P12 or P11? One of those two.
Yeah, he's all the way up in P4, driving an excellent race, and yeah, Cody has fallen out of DRS now, and the reason he's fallen out is because he had two big moments there in the double left-hander, that little hairpin. So he's really struggling on those tires.
He decides to stay out more, so he's really gonna push that one stop.
Yeah, looks like it.
Hugo went on to softs, setting the fastest sector too, according to
Hugo's gonna be on. Yeah, I'm sure that is accurate. Hugo's gonna be on 2 sets of softs now from now till the end of the race. So he's gonna be trying to make up a lot of time. Now, apparently the 2 leaders probably pitting at the end of lap 11, so we'll see if that is the case.
Alex actually pit for hards, so as I was saying, we might not see hards. He surprises us and actually proves us wrong. Or me.
So he's going to go onto the hards. He's going to be slow though, so we'll see if that costs him some lap time. I'm sure it will. Popo apparently had some sort of an incident at the hairpin where he forgot about it.
Danny's on the back of Nick now. He try to go for a move? No, I don't think he will. Yeah, he's just gonna stay back, wait for the that corner. Look at how tight it is. It's
really tight.
It's a chicane-ish type of thing, and chicane-ish. I'm even making up words now. But look at this. Both Danny and Hugo.
That's fair enough. We know what you mean.
Both Danny and
Hugo right on the back as well here.
Hugo onto soft, so Hugo's gonna go past Danny as well, I think.
Yeah, he will for sure. Danny, though, I think here is going to get the move done on Nick down the inside into the hairpin pretty comfortably. Hugo's going to try and follow him through. Sends it down the inside and
really
very nicely done. Yeah, good move from Hugo. Up to P5 on the road.
The Hugo now behind Danny. Danny's going to be pulling him away with the slipstream, which is not that strong, but still DRS and everything. I think by the time the main straight or the second straight comes, Danny will be out of his way.
Yeah, he's having to follow him through here though, so costing him a little bit of time. Yeah.
In front of them is Icewind now. It's gonna be in striking range of Hugo by the time next lap comes. He's actually staying behind. He wants that DRS pull. So I wonder when he's actually gonna go for the move.
I think it'll be here. He can't really afford to stay behind for too much longer.
If Danny has the pace to catch up onto Icewind, I think it's fine, but that DRS does play an effect quite a lot, so if Hugo can't here he goes.
He'll want to be going faster, yeah, he's going to go down the inside here into the right-hander. He might even get DRS from Icewind here, depending on how far away he is out of this corner. Oh no, Icewind! Oh, and Hugo just about gets around him. Icewind spinning in the left-hander. And Hugo, well, I'm sure his life flashed before his eyes there. He was almost a casualty of Icewind spin. He did manage to get it checked up in time, though.
I was gonna say let me use the replay function, but I completely forgot I didn't enable it. So that's on me. But I did now. If something happens from now on, I will use the replay.
Okay.
I've never used it before in EGL, so I have to start using it.
Yeah, fingers crossed we
won't see anything
that goes smoothly.
Alex on the back of Popo here on hards. Popo on those oldish mediums 10 laps. They should still have some life in them, but they're gonna start to fall off quite soon.
Yep, 2 leaders pit. So they're gonna put the mediums on. I think he'll be going to the end of the race. Both of them.
Oh, and Popo goes into the pits as well. Dashes out. What is Popo
Yeah,
gonna
this
go
is
on?
the,
Is he gonna go on too hard?
This is the pit lap for, I don't know. This is the
Popo
pit
was
lap
really
for the
fast.
one stop, soft to medium, certainly. End of lap 11.
But medium soft is definitely not a thing. As Icewind actually pit for soft as well, so they're doing a two-stop
so-
then, I guess.
Yeah, Icewind is 2-stopping for sure. And so is Popo by the looks of it, so those two on the same strategy. And Nick is going to be going to the end of the race on those mediums.
Still really well done by Icewind. P7 right
Yeah.
now.
Nope, he's having a good race. He's certainly acquitting himself well around here. We've got Hugo now with a 2-second lead over Danny, and he's pulling away as well, as you'd expect on the soft tyre. And 2 seconds back from Danny is Copy, who has some idiot once again in his DRS.
Some idiot really low on ERS there. Feel like
Tipsy on Timo here. Timo going to the outside for the right-hander. Tipsy down the inside through there. Timo gets himself a warning as well. Sorry, Timo on the inside and gets that move done.
actually gets a penalty as well though.
Yep, he gets 3 seconds.
But Tipsy's gonna be
So,
on the back and he will have DRS here down the straight. So he might be planning a move back, but he is low on ERS. We see some drivers high on ERS and some low. Hope he...
No, he's using that button though, all the way down the straight. He's going to go for this, I think, is Tipsy. Tipsy having a look down the inside. Timo just showing him the outside for a second, just taking a slightly defensive line, and I think that will be the end of that battle between these two.
I think Timo's is beating himself up from having that spin and breaking his wing as well, while trying to spin back in the right way. The thing with this game is you can't really afford to like drive back and reverse because it just disqualifies you for driving the wrong way. So I think sending it
Yeah, you got to be so careful.
sending it for a spin and hoping you don't hit the wall is the best thing that can happen. Is the damage reduced, by the way? I think it is, right?
I think it is, yeah, in 2S. I think not sure whether they're still running full in SLR, but yeah, for 2S I think it's still reduced as it always has been.
Yeah, that really helps up a lot when stuff like that happens. I mean, if that was a full damage, who knows? Maybe he would have even broken his wheel there.
Yeah, he would have been out of the race maybe. Alright, we're almost halfway through this race.
Yeah, doesn't feel like
Hugo. Yeah, no, it's ticked along quite nicely. It's been fairly entertaining. We got Hugo now with a 3.5-second lead.
As Icewind actually goes for a move onto Nick here with those softs, he just breezes past.
Yep.
Job easy done.
Yep, nicely done by Icewind. So he's up to P6 on those soft tires, and he's going to be charging now.
Immediate on the back of Kobe here, pulling back. I think he wants to get the position back, stay close to Danny and Hugo. Danny is still going for one stop, or is he going for a 2-stop? I'm not entirely sure.
No, he'll be 2-stopping for sure.
Yeah.
He stopped on what, lap 7 or something? 8, maybe something like that. But yeah, that's 2-stop territory. He can't take the mediums to the end from there.
Yeah, I think the thing with this track is it's just relaxing, you know. Stuff happens towards by the time the first pit. Icewind actually sets the fastest lap there with those softs, 36.8.6, so really well done from him. But as I was saying, it's just a relaxing track. Not for the drivers, of course, but at some point people settle into DRS and the moves happen down into their hairpin. There's not really risky stuff happening. So it's just about following others.
Yeah, it's about not fighting and making sure that you're taking care of your car and leaving lots of space with the walls. And yeah, Danny did pit lap 8. Thank you, Pixel. So he will be pitting again, I think, somewhere around lap 18 or so. Put on the softs.
So, as it is now, Kopi and some idiot are on a 1-stop. Hugo and Danny on a 2-stop. Alex is done with his pits. Icewind will go for another stop. Nick will go to the end of those tires. Popo is on a 2-stop as well. And Jesse, Timo, and Tipsy, and Triton as well. All of them will have to pit one more time.
Yep, I think that's right. Jesse might be going to the end, actually. He pitted end of lap 10.
Oh yeah,
Or maybe end up. Yeah,
yeah, he might actually try to push those tires towards the end.
yeah, it's possible. He's some way off the back of Popo in P8, but yeah, doing a grand job,
Media
keeping
going
it pointed
quite
in the
wide
right
though.
direction.
I think so. Media might have picked up a warning or two just in those first 2 corners.
Let's have a look. Does he have any? He has 1 warning that he got on lap 5. So
It wasn't. My eyes are deceiving me.
and Copy actually got 1 on the last lap as well. So
Let's hope he doesn't get those 4 warnings into 1 corner this race as well. He did get that penalty removed and got his P3 back, so.
yeah, Icewind the only one of the top 6 to have any sort of a penalty at all. He has 3 seconds.
As it is now, Kopi and Samiriat are in the lead, the net lead of the race, if they're on a 1-stop.
Yeah, and they certainly are. They certainly are on a 1-stop.
Because you lose around 15 seconds-ish, I think, from the pit lane, so Hugo will be trying to get that gap with those softs, but then again, how long can you push the softs before they actually start degrading?
I think, yeah, I mean, I think Hugo, he's got a 6-second lead at the moment. Takes about, what, 18, 19 seconds to pit here, so he's going to have to make up a 10-second gap or thereabouts in the final stint. I think he's easily going to be able to do that.
And also getting the job done, I think, will be quite easy.
Yeah.
With all the DRS, with all the straights and hard braking zones, it shouldn't be that hard.
And the 2 Alfa Romeos are coordinating pit strategies, of course. So Danny's going to be pitting lap 17, Hugo's going to be pitting lap 18 to put the soft tires on.
Then again, we did say Samiriat's going to win, so, you know, we have to be a bit biased here.
Well, yeah, they're both on a 1-stop, of course. So maybe they can drag it long enough. But I think the pace advantage for Hugo is going to be too much in the final stint.
I don't think I've made a single prediction right yet. Maybe, you know, maybe I should start predicting other people to win. Maybe I should have stayed with Tipsy. Maybe that would have been right.
Hey, maybe we should predict Hugo to win every week. Then I think we'd be right every week.
Yeah, definitely.
So Copy now in DRS of Danny. He's on better tyres, of course.
Yeah, so
4
Milliot
laps
as well.
younger.
They're both catching up
Yep.
to him.
Yep, they are.
This isn't good for Hugo though. That both of them are catching up to Danny because, you know, they're gonna have DRS, both of them. So Media was
Well, they're gonna have DRS, but also they're gonna have to overtake at some point. Although Danny is pitting, I think, end of next lap.
Yeah.
So it might be that
But
they don't actually
Kopi's
have
gonna
to
have
overtake.
DRS now though, so Samiriat's
Oh, Danny
automatic.
pitted this lap.
Yeah, you said Danny 16, Hugo 17.
No, Danny 17, Hugo 18 was the plan that I was told. So Danny pitting a lap earlier than he said he would.
So we're even getting misinformation. Yeah,
Ah man, SMH.
can't have anything into SRL.
Meanwhile, Alex is on hard tyres and up to P4, but he's going to be falling off very badly in the second half of this race.
Yeah, those hard tires really are lacking some pace on this track.
Yep, they really
He
are.
actually
Oh, and he
picks
gets 3
up a 3
seconds as well, yeah.
And almost loses it as well in just 1 corner.
Yep.
Danny on softs,
So
actually quite close behind him, just a strength away. A straight away.
Yep.
This Vietnam's really messing with my head sometimes.
So yeah, Hugo might well be in at the end of this lap, given that Danny pitted a lap early. So 7.5 seconds is the gap at the moment.
Hugo will have to deal with with everyone between. So that's, I think is he gonna come out in front of Danny? He will. He definitely will.
Yeah, he will comfortably. He'll come up behind Alex, though, I think.
Yeah. So he will have to deal with Alex and then make.
Alex is always a little bit of a wild card.
Is Hugo gonna pit here? Let's see. In the final sector.
I would suspect that he will.
Yes,
He
goes
does.
into the pits. And these cars, when you see them go from 300 an hour to 60, it feels so slow.
Yep.
But
In no time at all.
seeing a car in the pit lane in real life still just feels rapid for such a close space with so many people around.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you think about how fast 60 is, even though it's really, really slow for an F1 car. You know, he'd be done for speeding in a, you know, in a
In a school
residential area. Yeah, yeah. So
I
here
mean, they are
goes.
driving in a residential area though. Some idiot here, really
That's
close
true.
to Kofi. He might be going for a move.
Gonna have a look up the inside. Decides not to do it though.
Maybe just to break slipstream. Not
And
close,
yeah,
though.
Hugo just behind Danny. He's got 10 seconds to make up. So
In front of Danny, behind Alex.
sorry, yeah, in front of Danny, behind Alex. Yeah, that's what I meant
Oh,
to say.
I was about to be quite confused if he was behind Danny there. That would have meant Danny did an amazing outlap. As Samir actually burning through that overtake button, gonna go on the outside of Kopi. They just switch places, like it's nothing.
Yep.
So somebody will
And
be pushing
Hugo-
out. Oh, but he locks up and Kopi might be fighting back. No. As there's actually a yellow flag in Sector 1. That's Tipsy. Tipsy that spun into...
Oh no, Tipsy. Tipsy has spun, yeah, he's got all of his front wing intact. Hugo does get the pass done on Alex.
Is that? Luckily, Tipsy's okay.
Yeah, he looks like he's alright. He's got Jesse behind him on fresh tyres, so he's going to struggle to hang on to that P9, I think.
He will have to
And
pit
the
again
Ghost
as well.
of Triton as well is a little way behind. Timo trying to catch the back of the Ghost of Triton.
Kopi outside of DRS as well as some idiot, so he's just pulling away as fast as he can. He knows Hugo and Danny pit now, so he needs to push and make the biggest gap he can in the short time he's given. 9 laps till the end of the race as Danny sets the fastest lap with the 36.0.
Yeah, 10 laps to go and the gap is already 6.5 seconds. I don't think there's any way at all that these two are going to be able to keep Hugo behind. I think it's going to be another win for Hugo.
See, on track, there's Jesse really close to Tipsy, but that's about what's happening right now. Kopi and some idiot just pulling each other towards the end of the race. But I think
And I just wonder about Danny as well, who's on those soft tires. I wonder if he's going to be passing those two as well. I think he probably will. So it might be another 1-2 for Alfa Romeo here. Or it might be a 1-2. They haven't had one yet. They were running 1-2 in Bahrain, of course, but they didn't get that.
Danny's quite far back though. He's 4 seconds off of Hugo, so who knows? Is Jesse here on the back of Tipsy? There's actually a yellow flag. That's
that was a Force India or Racing Point, whatever they're called. Popo, yeah, having a moment by the looks of it out of the roundabout.
Jesse now all over the back of Tipsy. He might be going for a move here down this straight. Who knows when they're actually gonna go for a move? DRS, they're really close. Think with
Easily got him here, surely.
No, he closes DRS actually. He doesn't want to get past just yet.
Yeah, so he's just hanging on behind. So he's gonna go for it on the next straight.
Yeah, definitely into the hairpin. Oh, yeah.
Tipsy is trying to let Jesse go, and Jesse's not going for it. Oh no, they're a little bit after you, Claude, there from Tipsy and Jesse, but
Timo's now catching back onto them. Timo dealt with the ghosted car of Triton, but Jesse here going on the outside of Tipsy. Tipsy's actually fighting back.
The big brain play, but he's not able to keep Jesse behind him. Trying to keep DRS, but these three in their own little battle there, a long way off Popo, who's just pitting for what I assume is a new set of soft tires.
Danny also got the move down on Alex that we sadly missed. I was reading the chat. Wimpy said the guy that designed this track must have sat on the toilet while doing it.
Yeah, just doodled it on the back of an envelope or something. Hey, let's have a really long straight and let's have a 360-degree corner before it.
Yeah, you can really see how it was the thought process behind it. You know, it's the start and you gotta turn a bit, and then you go straight. But then you gotta turn a bit more. But because it's Vietnam, it's a city, we don't want to take much of the city, so let's turn back to where we came from. Oh, and how lucky there was a runabout there. So let's make the track around the runabout.
It reminds me of what was that track they ran in? Is it Avis? I think. Google Avis Grand Prix track, AVUS, if you're bored, because basically that was they did it on like a motorway or something, and it was it was a straight, and then the roundabout at one end, and then the straight back the other way, and then the roundabout at the other end, which is a slightly bigger roundabout. And that was it. That was the lap. So imagine Vietnam with the long straight, and imagine there wasn't that whole sector 3 start finish sector, and it just went. It just sort of connected there.
That would be quite an interesting track. I think we'd see passes left and right though on every straight.
Yeah.
Think about it, on the game, I don't think it would be that bad to see. We would see quite a lot of fighting.
Yeah, Pixel says just an oval with extra steps. I think that's right. It's like Martinsville or something in the States that NASCAR run.
Timo actually got the job done on Jesse. I was on Timo, but I still somehow missed it.
Yeah, I missed that too. I wasn't.
It is on
particularly
stream.
paying
It
attention.
is on stream. So, you know, maybe I might have missed it, but everyone watching, I'm sure.
I guess we should be trying to generate excitement here because we got 7 laps to go. Is Hugo gonna catch the 2 leaders? He's
Yes,
only
he
2.5 seconds behind.
He has
Spoiler alert. Yes,
phenomenal
he is going to
pace.
catch
He's
them.
got
Yeah,
phenomenal
sorry.
pace.
Yeah, he is going to catch them. That's what's going to happen.
You know, it was good. It was a good hype up for like 20 seconds. It works now. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the relax mode. You know, I think Hugo's paced this out really well. He knows the track doesn't bring out the most excitement, so he went for that 2 stop. So you know, towards the end, it's gonna get exciting, kind of like last week's Silverstone Grand Prix. He's doing this for us, I believe.
Yeah. I wonder if he'll have a puncture on the last lap and bring it home on 3 wheels. That'd be fun.
That would be quite an ending, though.
I'd like to see that.
Maybe Cody could do that as well, or some idiot.
I just woke Ocean Chief up, which is that a good thing, Ocean?
Oh,
At your age,
no.
are you gonna be napping at on a Sunday afternoon?
Hugo,
Sunday evening, I
look at
guess.
how close he is already, though. 5/10 off of Kofi. He's He's almost in 1 second of some idiot. So you know, I think we jinxed some idiot again.
Yeah, no, he's. I guess the 2-stop really is quite a bit faster.
Popo says the fastest lap of the race there.
Yep, he does.
And Hugo on the inside of Kopi right there should get the job done, but Kopi on the outside.
Epic wheel-to-wheel racing. Oh,
Ooh,
Kopi
that-
fighting it, and a little bit of contact. Didn't
contact,
give
yeah.
him it, did he? Didn't give him it.
Keep in mind, this is the battle for the race win, so I don't think any of them want to yield, but Danny, 6 seconds off, Danny should be catching up to this train, so the more they fight, the closer Danny's going to get. But also, the more Kopi and Hugo's fight, the further away some idiot's going to pull off. Hopefully, since he is our prediction. No bias, just our prediction.
Some idiot has DRS here on the Ghost of. Is it the Ghost? Oh no, it's not the Ghost. It's Tipsy, isn't it? No, it's the Ghost of Triton.
It's the Ghost of Triton. That sounds like a
Here
pretty
goes
cool
Hugo
game.
down the inside into turn 1.
Kopi's still
It's
fighting
a little
it.
bit of a send. Kopi is
but with the
absolutely
switchback
not
here,
yielding here.
Hugo's will
Oh,
have the
nicely
inside.
done. That's the Formula E move down the inside into the right-hander, and yeah, that'll be the end of that little battle.
And now 1 second away of some idiot with DRS. As you were saying, Ghost of Triton, that almost sounds like a pretty cool game, no?
Ghost of Triton, yeah, that's my
Maybe we
my
should,
favorite punk rock band from the 2000s.
Maybe we should pitch the idea to someone, you know? Make this game. Sounds quite cool. Hugo's actually he's not in DRS range of some idiot, but he will have DRS due to the Ghost of Triton right there. And the Ghost of Triton actually itself having DRS onto some idiot.
Oh man. So Hugo,
Just drives through the Ghost of Triton like it's nothing.
just no consideration. Oh, and the Ghost of Triton hits the wall trying to get out of the way. So so rip.
Really unlucky
Rip
for
Ghost
Ghost
of
of Triton.
Triton.
Yeah. Had
Yeah,
a good
yeah.
shot for points there, but
Yep. Could have been someone, but it turns out
3
he's
tenths off.
more than a
though.
lap behind.
3 tenths off.
Yep. 5 laps to go at the end of this one.
Hugo is just a machine this season. Just win after win after win, and I don't want to jinx it, but I think he's got this one.
I kind of do want to jinx it. It's
That's not nice to say, Tara.
I don't know.
come
We'll
on.
see.
You could have DM'd me that. You didn't have to say that out loud.
So Copy also out of DRS here, so maybe this is some idiot's opportunity to make a break for that second place.
No, I think
Meanwhile, Danny,
Idiot has second place. Like
I don't know. I think Danny is probably favourite for second place at this point. I think he's within 5 seconds now or thereabouts of this little battle.
But in the time, Danny is catching up quite a lot slower than Hugo's did, and his tires are a lap older, so
yeah, that could make a difference.
The tires don't go that long, so yeah, who knows? But I think Hugo's is gonna get the job done now after this straight. Even before, so maybe just moves on the inside. He will fight this back, I think, but no, he won't.
No, nothing to fight with. Yeah,
really
I think some idiot's priority is trying to keep that second place as Hugo outbreaks himself a tiny bit, but it won't matter.
Looking down the grid though, 5th place is 20 seconds off of P4, which is Danny, so...
Yeah, we can talk a little bit. There is actually a chase down here between Nick and Icewind as well. Icewind on the fresh tires has 7
Alex
seconds
as well.
to make up.
Alex on the back of Icewind.
And yeah, Alex too, yeah, that's true.
So made it already a second off of Hugo's here, so...
Yeah. So yeah, Pixel confirming Cody deciding not to fight Hugo. He had no shot of beating him. He very sensibly just let him through. Hugo on so much better tires. The priority, I imagine, will be trying to keep Danny at bay.
The gap between Kopi and Samirid is also pretty good for him, since Danny has to catch up to Kopi if he wants the podium.
Yeah.
Has to get past him in these 3 laps, and I don't think by the time he gets all of that done, his tires will still have some life in them to push for P2.
And I think the final contribution of the Ghost of Triton to this little battle is to give Danny DRS down the first straight, heading into the roundabout.
But yeah, that's about it. Ghost of Triton, thank you for joining us this race. But going back here to Alex, who is pretty close to Icewind.
3 more seconds for Alex though, so he's at 6 seconds now.
And Icewind
so even if he
is
passes
3, right?
Icewind,
yeah.
Yeah, Icewind's on 3. Wonder if he'll know that.
I think he should. The game doesn't. I mean, the game does tell you if you politely ask Jeff. I think he will be going for a move here, but at this point, maybe he just wants us to get it on stream, just to show off.
Here he goes down the inside into the hairpin.
But he does have quite some pace. He could pull away for 3 seconds.
Yeah, he could.
He could. He still has the chance.
Icewind's going to try and hang in the DRS for as long as he can. Nick is 6 seconds up the road, although pulling 5 seconds on, or 6 seconds on Nick, I think is going to be a very tall order indeed. But yeah. Danny now, looking at this, I'm going to double check the penalties one last time, just in case we've missed something here. But this is looking like a showdown for this 2nd, 3rd and 4th place here between some idiot Copy and Danny. Danny has 1 warning by the looks of it.
He is quite close to Copy. As we saw, Ghost of Triton there in the back, in the sunlight, on the straight. This Ghost of Triton thing is really growing on me. Copy actually.
I prefer the real Triton to be there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But yeah, Icewind is on the limit with warnings, so it could be for position and between
Copy's
him and Alex.
Actually gaining onto some idiot, so
yeah, he is.
This is gonna be the last
3 laps to go.
Yeah.
The battery situation, nobody has any battery pretty much between these 3.
I think battery on this track is quite hard to manage. Popo picks up a 3-second time penalty right there.
Yeah.
That is how I think ERS is hard to manage with so many straights. You activate it so many times per lap. Every time you go for an overtake, probably both drivers, the guy defending and the guy attacking, are gonna activate it. So it burns through like it's some fresh firewood.
Yep. Danny is struggling a little bit now though. So it might be that those soft tires have reached the end of their life. He is 1.6 behind Copy.
And he is with 17% ERS as well, so as you said, no one has any ERS left.
Yeah.
Alex though, with the 2.9 gap on Nick, he's really reeling him in. Look at that gap go down. Those fresh softs just have so much pace. Those 15 lap mediums at the edge of their life. Is that he might actually be in puncture territory as well, Nick?
Yeah, I mean he pitted on the right lap, or he pitted. When did he pit? He pitted end of 10 maybe.
Yeah,
one lap earlier, so it might be. I mean he's usually pretty good on tires. Icewind's going for a fastest lap, by the way, so yeah, it's a free pit stop for Icewind. He's far enough ahead of Popo that doesn't matter.
Danny 1.1 behind. 1.2 now. I think Danny will be trying to set up a move for the podium on the last lap. But Kopi having
him in, isn't he?
Yeah, Kopi having DRS does not help Danny's cause right there. But I think podium for Danny is quite well deserved here after the first 2 races.
Yeah, no, certainly. I wonder if I wonder if it's tactical from some idiot to give Kopi DRS because he won't want Danny to overtake Kopi easily because his position is under threat as well if he does.
Definitely, but it is 1 lap to go now as Tipsy there moves out of the way of everyone getting lapped.
Yep, certainly does. So Danny makes a small mistake there as well. So no DRS this time for Danny. He's got 1.3 to make up on the last lap, which they've just started.
Kopi 0.6 behind, so Kopi might be going for a move here on the last lap as well.
Yep, this is a straight fight for position between these 3. None of them have any penalties, so this is for all of the marbles for second place. We know Hugo's going to win.
By quite a margin there with a 2-stop as well, so...
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, half a second now the gap between Some Idiot and Kopi, and they have equal ERS. Danny has slightly less.
Oh, is that...
That might have been another warning. That might have been a tactical warning there from Danny.
It looked like a rear lockup almost. Does he...
Okay.
I got scared for a second that he got a puncture.
Here we go though. Kopi right on the back, using all of that battery. Does he have enough? He goes down the inside. And they're going to break side by side into the hairpin. A little bit of wheel banging between the 2 of them. Some idiot trying to hang it around the outside. Kopi, very gentlemanly there, leaving a lot of space. And he didn't particularly have to, but he did anyway. And it looks like he's got the move done. Some idiot trying to
locks up.
break himself. Oh dear, and now he's vulnerable to Danny. He's going to have to drive these last few corners pretty well. Because Danny on those soft tyres is going to be very, very racy indeed. Is he going to try for a late send into the final corner?
Some idiot really out of shape
Danny,
there as well.
Yeah.
As this is happening.
Yeah, he knew what was coming. Some idiot covering the inside. Danny trying the cutback's not going to be able to do it though, and there's nowhere to pass through the last corner, and Some idiot is going to get that 3rd place. Nice driving between the 3 of them.
Oh, and then Tipsy on the back of them. Oh, I feel bad for laughing now.
Well, I think Tipsy just wanted to be on camera. That's that's why he's spun in the
I
last
have the
corner.
replay function, but I'm not gonna use it for that one. Even though he did try to break me in tier 3. He succeeded as well, which is the worst part. But I'm not gonna do him like this. But as it is now, Hugo's 3rd race win in a row. An amazing drive from him with a 2-stop. Kopi and Some Idiot behind. Both of them started on the front row. Lost out to the 2-stop. And then Danny, so close to a podium, just edged out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Danny because yeah, he's had a couple of those races so far where he's been so close. Yeah, so far, and that was another one I think. Just didn't quite have the pace to get there, and if the race was 1 lap longer, he'd have been fine. But finishing 4th though, still a pretty good result. 8 seconds off the race win. Nick did finish 5th.
Really good
on penalties. Alex passed him, I assume, on the last lap.
Yeah.
But yeah, good drive from him. Good drive from Alex as well, although I think he's got a penalty coming his way for that incident with Nick early on.
Bance might get a penalty as well for hitting, I don't remember who it was, but he did hit someone straight in the rear like it was nothing, so. That was it. Icewind also phenomenal job in P7. Phenomenal.
Yeah, good drive from Icewind.
Driver of the day goes to Hugo with the game. Would you agree with that one?
I'm trying to think. It's always difficult with the shorter field. It's smaller field. It makes it a little bit more difficult. I don't think I can particularly argue with Hugo being driver of the day.
I wouldn't either. He was on a 2-stop as well, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I would probably give it. I would probably give it to Hugo. Did a weird strategy and won fairly easily anyway. Didn't get the fastest lap. The Popo got the fastest lap, which we didn't really mention. Although Popo apparently thought the DRS line was the finish line, which is why he lost 8th to Timo. So okay.
Okay, that's
whoopsie daisy.
You know, Timo. Let's he kept his head in the game even though he had that unfortunate spin.
He had the spinala.
And then while trying to turn away, he also spun around. So yeah. Let me switch down here to the interview screen. I need to press the right key. I don't want to accidentally close the stream. Wait. Okay.
Cody apparently not happy. Copy nearly put him in the wall. I guess down the straight. When they banged wheels. Not sure there was any intent behind that. Maybe just sort of misjudging it slightly. Copy, don't know. We'll maybe see if we can speak to people after the race. If people want to talk to us, let us know.
Let us know. I think we need to tell Timo to just move people again because none of us have. Oh, you do. My bad.
Yeah, I can move. Yeah. So yeah, there's somebody in general chat who I assume is going to want to talk to us. I'm gonna yoink him in anyway, Mr. Icewind, who that was a pretty good drive today, Icewind. It was I guess, I mean, after the SLR race, I mean, the SLR race was it felt like it was almost back to crash on Saturday, win on Sunday type thing. I mean, you didn't win today, but it was still a good drive.
Yeah, except I'm a minute off, but like the pace is obviously like quite horrible, but at least I finished. And thanks to Wimpy, I have to say that, because he kept coaching me even though when I spun once in the race and all that shenanigans. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it's some really good points.
Yeah, I'm really struggling with this game. Like, the handling is just not. I don't know. It's just like if you saw my first stint, I have so much oversteer out of those sector 1 and 2 corners, the awkward ones that lead to the straight.
Yeah, we saw the spin in front of the 2 Alfa Romeos, I think it was Hugo and Danny in the long left-hander. And yeah, I guess it's I mean, I've not driven F1 2020. I gather though that it's like the rear end is more lively, put it that way.
I think everybody else will disagree with me, but it's just sort of I think, because for me I've always like the 20 odd years I've done this stuff, sim racing. I've always preferred an understeery car and a very planted rear, and in this game I've not really found a way to sort of have a planted rear and still get some turn in for the corners. So that's where my trouble is. I'm very scared at going on throttle. It was a little bit better on the softs today, but especially on the mediums it was quite tough.
Yeah, we had a few people struggling on traction out of corners. I didn't see Timo spin, but I know he spun at one point in the race as well. And
him in sector 3.
Yeah, and I think Tipsy as well. So yeah, I think it's one of those things that people are still struggling to adjust a little bit to. But yeah, I mean, it's I mean, I don't obviously know how a real F1 car actually handles on the throttle, but I think certainly driving the Assetto Corsa version as we did for a season of that, the rear end does like just snap, and you just don't have any particular warning when it does. So I wonder if it's that sort of behavior. I don't know.
Well, I think everybody else has already stated it, because it's sort of just a me problem, an Icewind problem. So
well, I mean,
it's just practice, but it's maybe I'll have to look at driving in some other tiers if I'm a minute of.
Hey, no, I mean, you're you've certainly shown flashes, and certainly like the Australia race was was very
Yeah,
good
that
until you
was
got
okay with,
murdered. Well, yeah, you didn't get murdered in 2 as well. You got murdered in SLR, but yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, that's the there's certainly have been times where you've been sort of up there, and the old Icewind has been there. So
Once.
yeah, I
And
mean,
that was very lucky. But I mean,
but you
yeah.
had the pace though. That's the that's the thing. Maybe not right at the sharp end,
I
but
kind of
close.
didn't, but I just benefited from people making mistakes today. That's I mean I would have honestly been
No,
way behind
today I
Timo
know.
and Popo, but I made a lot of mistakes. So
Yeah, no,
yeah.
fair enough. I mean, I would say keep at it. And I mean, what do you make of the track? I mean, because I say I've not driven it. It looks like a worse Baku though, and I don't like Baku very much. So
I mean, maybe toward the end there, I kind of it's sort of enjoyed it a little bit there. Like sector 1 and 2, those weird roundabouts are they're like very awkward in an F1 car, at least with my setup, because it was so scary to put the power down there. But like sector 3 is okay, and then I think like turn 1, 2, 3, 4. That section is like, if you get it actually right for once, it's pretty rewarding. But those times are pretty scarce for me. So.
yeah, that's. I mean, there's always a lot of work if if something, if the handling isn't quite as you expect. It's always a period of adjustment. So it's. But
Like,
I've no doubt that you'll be there, like at some point soon.
Well, race pace, I'm at least a little bit closer, but quali is where I'm just completely lost there at the moment. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do there, but
well, we got a normal track next week, so what do you make of? Are you looking forward to China?
Oh, most definitely. It's probably my worst track ever.
Oh no.
I mean, we'll see, I guess, but like I'm trying to think of something positive from this race, but I mean I was able to mostly hang on to Nick when he was on a slower compound. I mean I stayed ahead of him, but it's rough. But I don't know. I think I just have to put a lot of practice in. It's just a little difficult with my real life stuff at the moment.
Yeah. No, fair enough. Well, we'll hope to see you at the sharp end next week anyway.
So sorry about that.
It'll be good to see you there.
I was on a phone call, yeah, but I just want to say congrats to you. You still did good, even though what I listened to now, you said you struggled, so.
Yeah,
good.
I mean, minute off is not very good, is it? But
Yeah.
I mean, I did an extra pit stop there at the end to try to go for the fastest lap, which I failed miserably on the final lap. But
well, Popo did that as well, so
it was a good effort,
Well. Because I did I like lost like half a second in the hairpin because I just completely missed braking point there.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh well, thanks for talking to us anyway, and I'll move you back into general chat too. Well done on the points.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye. That was Icewind. We'll speak to 2 people who are right at the sharp end of the race today, Hugo and some idiot. And Hugo, I have to say, I'm very disappointed because I had it on good authority that you were going to do a 1-stop at the beginning of the race, and you did the big misdirection, the big switcheroo, and you just like disgracefully switched to a 2-stop and beat everyone very easily. So what happened?
I was just curious to see what would happen if I started on mediums and had 2 runs on fresh softs instead. And
okay.
I think it was better, but I mean, if the grid size was bigger, then I might have had more trouble with the start. But yeah.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, that's completely fair. I mean, what do you think in terms of the strategies? Like, is it definitely faster to 2-stop? Is it
well, if I look back at all the 3 races I've done, yes, and if I look at Danny's race, yes, because I mean, what was do you remember the gap to Danny before he stopped for his first stop?
I don't.
It was
I
like
mean, I
four?
think it was over a second,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe two. And to be honest, I don't think he would have got any closer if he did one stop.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you won by what, 7.5 seconds or something. But I would say that if you were on the same strategy, um, I mean, DRS shenanigans aside or whatever, I imagine you would have been at least close to 7.5 seconds ahead of everyone based on your pace. So I don't know. I mean, from that perspective, it's I guess inconclusive, but it does seem like everyone who's been at the sharp end has favored the two stop to some extent. I mean, some idiot is the and copy as well didn't today, but yeah, I mean, just it seems like the pace on fresh softs is just so much faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Cody, what do you reckon?
What I'm gonna pull a comparison to 2019. I feel like Vietnam is like Abu Dhabi in terms of tires, whereas if you two stop, you can, in theory, it's a little bit quicker than the one stop, but the one stop can play on track position. And if you have to like make your way through a ton of traffic, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult. I had a race in RNL at Abu Dhabi, last race of the season on 2019, last league race I did on 2019. Majority of the field did a two stop. I did a one stop. I was able to start top 5, get a good start, got myself up to 3rd, and I was just running in clean air for as long as I could. Two stoppers all came pitted together. They all had to work their way back through the field. Even I had to at one point on the one stop. But it's like the two stopper can definitely work if they don't have to battle, one, as much traffic. 2, they have like a pace delta over the rest of the field, and 3, they can start up front, stay up front, and just the majority of time running clean air. Kind of goes back to point 1. But when I ran this one stop, I started 5th, finished 3rd. Everyone else, basically, I would think I was the only one stopper, bar I think Copy actually in that race, and it played out for me. It didn't really play out for Copy at the time because he started further back, and it just comes down to a lot to track position. And for Vietnam, I have a feeling it's gonna be a most likely two stop. I know in Canada in 2019 it was easy to like definite two stop, much quicker, but I don't know. I personally I ran out of front tires at the end. I was trying to keep Copy behind me and trying to just hang on to whatever I had left at the end. It just wasn't quite enough. So good job to Copy at the end.
Yeah, we saw
Hugo
that battle
just-
on the last lap. What happened there? Because the two of you were pretty close into the hairpin.
I was just looking back at the stream. I actually got spooked because he turned right on the entry when we were alongside. I thought he was about to shovel me in the wall. So I actually had to turn a little bit to the right to, like, I almost put myself in the wall because I thought, oh crap, I'm about to get put on 2 wheels, ain't I? And I like had to turn the steering just a little bit to the right, kind of fucked up my, excuse my language, screwed up my entry, for the hairpin. Had to basically like get the wheel turned back straight after I jinked it a little bit to the right, so I just wasn't on the brakes how I wanted to be. And that just kind of put me off. But Copy got to the inside anyway. It was going to be moved on regardless, I really think. But he did a good job. You want the position, man. It's points racing for me.
Yeah.
That's what I've always have to go back on is I can points race. And that's just those 3 points. Those 3 points mean something, and Copy got them for me. He did the bear job to do that. Hugo, another zip code, another like whatever equivalent you use in Europe, mail region, whatever
We
you want to
use
call it.
we use
in
email
US.
here. I don't know if you have it in the US.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I see. He's another zip code to use an American reference. So congrats to Hugo. Just I wanted a little bit more. Dang it! I threw the setup on. Felt decent enough. It felt better than what I had before, but I just ran out of front tires at the end. That's on me. Danny almost got me at the end. Another lap, it would have been P4. So
Yeah, I wondered about Danny as well. Because how aware were you in the last sort of 5 laps or so that he was coming?
I was fairly certain he would be close. I was thinking I might need to save a little something to see if I can, 1, hang on to P2 and 2, hang on to P3 if I can. I always knew that it was living on borrowed time, and the borrowed time just hung on at the end. So let's put it that way. Another lap would have been P4. You gotta
Yeah,
take it.
yeah.
You gotta take it. Those points mean something. Like I said, they mean something.
Yeah,
So.
no, absolutely, and it was certainly the four of you well clear of everyone else. With Nick in P5. Worth mentioning about Nick actually, he did a one stop that race and he ended up sort of 30 seconds or so behind, but that was because he got
25-ish.
spun around.
Yeah, I heard. I saw that someone got spun around behind.
There was quite a few
Yeah.
spins this
Yeah.
race, sadly. So
Yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, for such a small grid, dang.
yeah. Also,
Yeah.
safety car not being here, I think.
Yeah, that would definitely. I think if we had a safety car, if I may say, I think that would definitely make two-stopper a lot more.
Mm.
I would say, if one thing, viable.
You think if the safety
Yeah,
car was on, there would be more people driving as well?
That's a good question. I don't know if it's just people don't like Hanoi, people want to have a safety car, but you can't have it on. There's the glitch with the game is it's so broken.
Game breaking. Yeah.
Exactly. So you can't do it. I would love to have it on because I mean that's what it should be. But when it's basically your hand gets forced at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely right. And we got China next week. What are your thoughts heading into that?
So I've done 0 laps or high fuel laps. I've done a little bit of time trial in China. You know what I feel optimistic for is there is a ton of strategies that I think can work at China. I think there's anywhere from like 4 to 5 different strategies that we might be seeing. So it'll be fun to kind of test out some stuff and see.
Okay.
I mean, if you have a tough time, I could actually tell you all the strategies I think would be possible, but I'm not sure how much time you guys have.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean it's I think it's worth exploring a little bit. I know in the past because there was the two-step right between there was the ultra soft and then the soft and then the medium.
Exactly.
And I think I won a China race by doing 2 stints of ultra softs when it was about to rain. Or
Gotcha.
something like
I mean,
that.
rain
So,
will spice things up too, of course.
Yeah, we haven't had any rain this week, sadly, in Hanoi, but
That's weird because I mean, if Codemasters isn't the most realistic, but Southeast Asia usually has
It
a
rains
little
a
bit of
lot there.
rain.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. But that's Codemasters for you.
Yeah, and Shanghai is which is basically Southeast Asia sort of.
I mean, what I've heard from people on dynamic rain.
There's
Yeah.
rain there too. Yeah.
Dynamic rain.
I mean, on dynamic weather. Why do you have to point out my error like that? What I've heard, what I've heard from people driving on dynamic, they had quite a few rain sessions as well. So maybe
I see.
maybe we commentators got just unlucky with it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
See what happens. See what happens. Yeah, I think you'll have a good show strategy-wise for China. I think.
Yeah, I mean, are you thinking one stop or what's the?
So
what's your
in
sort
my
of-
mind, I can see 2 different two different two-stop strategies. I can see 3 different one-stop strategies, all possibly paying out. I think you could see. I think you could see soft hard. You could see medium hard. You might see some soft medium. I think the medium might just be possible. You can stretch it. You might also see some soft medium soft, some soft medium medium. I think there's a lot of options. Depends because the pit lane China is probably one of the longest in F1, like 25, 26 seconds. I'm rambling. Just tell me when
Hey,
you want.
no,
to
it's
stop.
Keep going.
I think
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting.
For
Yeah,
anyone
absolutely.
watching, this is good information, especially people
Yeah,
that race.
because the softs basically they're going to be a qualifying tire for better or worse. It's going to be because I know around Bahrain I was trying to do a soft medium. I don't think the soft medium will be as good as I'm thinking it will be, but there's like half a second between the medium and the hard tire if I remember the deltas correctly. I could be completely wrong here, so don't take me at face value because I don't know if I'm correct or not. But that's what I'm kind of thinking is an opportunity for people is if you can make that soft just hang on for I think you need 7-8 laps. I think there's an outside shot you get the mediums to maybe make it, but I think it could turn into another situation like today here in Vietnam where running a different tire, running the hard or doing a 2-stop even, those mediums are just going to get run over. But it's a gamble for track position. And
Yeah,
I
yeah.
honestly, I like to say I have a riverboat gambler mentality where I just gamble on everything. Like throw caution to the wind, try stuff, try a 1-stop where everyone wants to 2 because you never know if it plays out. You gotta live in hope rather than die in despair. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely right. It's yeah, I mean, I can't really add anything to that. There's lots of really good insight there. And Danny in chat as well says some interesting insight. So yeah, I think people appreciate that. So yeah, thank you. What about you, Hugo? What are you thinking? Have you done any China?
Well, I'm just gonna put it out there that I have only ever league raced China once, and it was wet.
He's only going to
Okay.
win by 10 seconds instead of 50.
So I think according to the the F1 analytics, the probability, how probability works, that means there's 100% chance of rain when we do China next week, right?
For every
yes,
race.
Yeah.
I think
So-
we should just set it to rain.
I have done some China TT on the first week, and I did have a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. That's good. Yeah, I wonder like with because it seems like it'd be a fun track with the rear end that wants to step out a bit more than normal, or more than it has in the past in F1 games. So yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to that. But yeah, any other closing thoughts before we wrap the stream up?
I'll say this: it's starting to become a bit of a hard time to be able to maybe close this gap back to Hugo. He's been doing awesome. First 3 races, he's pulling. I think he's gonna have if I'm not mistaken, I think he's gonna have like a 40-point gap on like myself already. Copies should stay. He'll be P2. I think it's like 25 points or so. Hugo, I need you to fence it a couple times. It's gonna give me and Copy a shot to maybe like not lose by 100 points.
If it starts raining.
I see. Okay. Does that give me an excuse to tag you in the left or right rear?
Maybe next
No,
time if Tipsy's posting.
Exchange some penalty points for some actual points in the race.
This is a strategy. You see, F1 is a strategy game. F1 is a strategy game.
That's true. It's like this is our equivalent of the the Racing Point legal drama or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just soup up and buy it. Well, what can I do to get an advantage? What am I supposed to do with the Racing Point? I can't buy a 2020 Merc because I have equal cars. What am I supposed to do? Dang it! Give me advice.
Maybe DM the lobby host to put it on rain.
Ooh, I see. All right.
Slip some money
Yeah,
to
there you
PayPal. That could work.
I got a big wallet.
Wait, we're still live on stream with this. No, this is all jokes.
Maybe,
definitely.
Yeah. What you're in the? What car are you in? You're in a race. You can turn on the the realistic cars, so that they're not equal. You can do that.
Yes.
Hugo's in an Alfa Romeo. That's really slow. So
There you go.
I think
I like that.
that's what we have to do.
I think the Racing Pro is actually the slowest midfield car in this game.
Is there really?
I think
so.
I think it actually is. I think
Oof.
he's correct in that.
Okay.
It's like 6th or 7th pre-performance patch. But I digress. We're rambling. You guys said closing thoughts. I know. Go ahead.
Closing.
Yeah, no. There was certainly closing thoughts. That was good. But yeah, that's it was a fun one today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it was fun one commentating, but
yeah, probably not so much fun to drive.
Yeah. I mean, even I think it, at least the tier 3 race I did, it's just a pattern a bit. Like, the start is always fun until the first few pit stops. The reason why today was as much fun, it was Hugo's and everyone else doing the 2-stop compared to Idiot and Kopi with the 1-stop. I think if it would have been everyone on the same strategy, it would definitely not be as fun.
Yeah, that would have had the DRS train.
Yeah.
It's 10 cars long. Well, probably not today. 6 cars long.
Yeah.
All right,
Anything else we can answer? Yeah. Anything else we can answer?
No, I don't think so. I mean, at
Okay.
least I don't have any other questions.
Okay. Well, I was gonna head off then. You guys have a good one. Thanks for having
you
us
too.
in the review.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks very much, Cody.
Yeah.
You wanna wrap the stream up, Sanix?
Yes, I most definitely will. I think next week I'm not actually going to be joining you here. It's going to be Hagrid, if I understand it correctly.
Whoa.
So Hagrid's going to come
Okay.
back. I was just filling in for him actually all this time. But yeah, thank you for anyone that still stick through to now.
Yeah, thanks for watching, and thank you to Pixel as well for providing us with info during the race. That was
Yeah, even
Was
if it
good.
wasn't like, you know, correct, but it was still info.
It was still info.
Yeah. Yeah, as Cody was saying, next week it's China all around. On Monday it's some ACC. Actually, ACC might be something you want to check out because it's Bathurst, so it's gonna be an interesting race for anyone that doesn't know. Imagine Bathurst is a GT3 version of Monaco. I think that's the best way to describe it.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mountain. And you go
It's
up
a
the mountain,
and it's
and
really
then you go down the mountain.
it's really
fun.
the walls are there basically. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you to everyone that watched, to everyone that stuck through it with me and Tara losing our sanity on the very fun track that is Vietnam. It wasn't as bad as with Tipsy last time around. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna stop because I'm starting to rumble here. I mean, about everything. Yeah. Thanks to everyone and enjoy the rest of your night. Bye bye.
Bye.